Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday, the second day of August 2023. Summer is three quarters over. Here we go. I hope you're all safe and healthy. Today on this Wednesday, hope your family's safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field who, along with the first responders, are out here trying to save lives every day. And those that pick up garbage, dirty work of keeping our places clean and disease free. And those that do the humble work of making deliveries for our convenience of food and water and mail. Blessings also, double blessings on the men and women out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The victims also of pornography and child pornography, human trafficking, sex slavery, prostitution, and child prostitution. Double curses on the perpetrators of all these things, which are in the millions. Double curses on all the profiteers of these things, and those also who are the perverts that create the industry. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. Double blessings on the 600,000 men, women, and children living in the streets of the United States, mostly children, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Somebody pinch me. Somebody pinch me. I'm a little nervous, to be quite honest with you, Knicks Nation. ESPN ranks the Knicks 13th in the league. Now, that's pretty good because really the top, 8 in each conference are the playoff teams, right? And 13th means you're either top 5 or top 6 or something like that. And as I looked at the list of ESPN's ranking, the power rankings, the Knicks are ranked actually 5th in the East. The ESPN generally goes with what was the latest hot hand, so that's why they got Miami ranked too high in my opinion. But Milwaukee, Boston, Miami, Philly are ahead of the Knicks, and Cleveland are ahead of the Knicks. Cleveland, who the Knicks gentlemanly swept last year. But anyway, the Knicks are 5th in the East. So I mean, that's pretty good for ESPN. And then NBA.com got the nerve to rank the Knicks 4th in the East. I don't know. Maybe they catching on, or maybe it makes me nervous. I'm so used to the negativity coming from the media about the Knicks. And generally, when they do get on the Knick bandwagon, if they ever do, it's usually when the Knicks are very good and have shown themselves to be very good. I believe the Knicks are 4th in the East. I believe they could be 4th or 5th in the East. I think they could be even 3rd in the East, depending on what happens with some of these teams. I mean, really, I expect Milwaukee to be back on this game. I think it was just Giannis being hurt last year. I expect Boston to be back on this game. But losing Marcus Smart, gaining KP, we're going to see how that works out. But the Knicks have always had the Celtics number. Under the Tom Thibodeau era, the Knicks have had the Celtics number, whether it's in Boston or wherever. So I like the Knicks' chance to get them. We got to see, though. It's really a wild card to see how KP, because I can see both ways. I can see them losing Marcus Smart, hurting the heart and soul of their team. But at the same time, you starting KP at the 4. You bring in Al Horford either as a 5 or off 4 behind KP. You got Kendrick Williams a 3rd, and so they got a nice squad. And then last year they really had the 6th man of the year, Malcolm Brogdon. They got White, the kid from they traded from San Antonio. So they got a nice team. I could see them Peyton Pritchard's now. Looks like he's going to get a bigger role. So they got a nice squad. I expect them obviously to be in the top 5 of the East, but I'm not really as concerned about them myself. And then Miami had a run last year. There's no doubt about it. They had a run last year. They brought them to the finals. You can't beat that. But honestly, I'm going to say something crazy. I don't think adding Dame Dollar is going to make them all that. I think they're going to be good. But again, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Dame Dollar is Dame Dollar. He's rough. There's no doubt about it. And they're going to be good. But I think they'll be lacking defensively. But we'll see. And that's not a Eric Spoelstra Miami Heat thing. So they lost Gabe Vincent and Strus, two very important pieces to their run last year, Max Strus and Gabe Vincent. So we'll see what happens. This is a star-driven league, the NBA, and some people put too much emphasis on the stars instead of on team. But we'll see. They got them ranked fifth. Philly, again, Harden probably will return. And if he doesn't return, it may not matter. They still gonna be pretty good. As long as they got Joel Embiid and they got Tyrese Maxey, they're gonna be a solid team. They're gonna be a good team. We'll see how this works out. They got a tremendous coach. I always respect Budenholzer, so we'll see what happens here. I mean, not that Budenholzer, Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse, I respect him too, but we'll see what happens here. This is gonna be interesting. There's a lot of question marks. Question marks with Boston. Question marks with Philly, question marks with Miami, question marks with Cleveland. They got Cleveland as I think the fourth or the fifth in the East. And, we just beat Cleveland in 5 games, and their team didn't change. They added Max Strus. George Niang. They added some nice bench pieces, which is important. But their starting backcourt of Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland are dynamic, but they're not defensive. And that was the Achilles heel this past season. So they strengthened their bench, which is always good. But we'll see how this works out. This is going to be interesting. And then, of course, there's the Knicks, who added Dante DiVincenzo, another Villanova guy. But it's not that. It's the style that these guys play. Not the school they went to, although the school they went to dictates the style a lot. But it's the style, the toughness, the high IQ that they play, the opportunistic way they play ball. The cerebral way of Brunson. So that's going to be an upgrade. You're going to, even though I feel Obi Top is going to be an all-star, I feel like he's got that level of talent. But Dante DiVincenzo fits with what Tom Thibodeau wants to do. And that's the most important part of this. So I like that the Knicks are ranked fifth in the East by ESPN and fourth by NBA.com. We saw videos of R.J. Barrett working on his game, and you saw videos of, which I was looking at the comments on Twitter. Some of y'all are some people on Twitter, I don't know, mentally ill. I don't know what it is. So people criticizing, he's not moving fast enough. He's not jumping high enough. Anyway, RJ working on his game this summer. And working in this video, he was working on finishing at the rim. In his burst, getting to the rim and finishing at the rim. As I mentioned to y'all, the two things I'd like to see him do better this year is better defense, just defense, period. Man-on-man defense, team defense, not getting beat backdoor, awareness on defense. We need RJ to play better defense. Part of what will help him, in my view, is keeping him off of 1s and 2s. Let him play 3s and 4s, especially 4s. He can guard 4s probably better than any position. He's not a guy that can guard 4 or 5 positions. If we can get him to guard 3s better and he can guard 4s, I think we'll be in good shape. 2s, he's going to have a problem with. His feet just not quick enough. He's big. But that video, he did. Tell me what y'all think. If y'all saw the video, I'll post the link in the description box. But he looked taller. He looked a full 6'7" in the video. When I saw him, I heard he grew, but there's been rumors about guys growing in the NBA for a long time, so I didn't pay no attention to it. But looking at the video, he did look all of 6'7" in the video. I'm not saying, I won't say 6'8", because he come in at 6'6", but he does look all of 6'7" in the video. And he did, of course, look even fuller. Like I said, when he gets to be at his fullness, he's going to be about 6'7", 230 when he's done. Right now he's about 220. Look like a good 220. As he continues to develop and grow, he's going to become more of a power player, as he already is, bully ball type guy. I'm hoping his jump shot at the tertiary, thing. I hope his jump shot improves, but that's all right. I hope it does, but I really need his defense to improve, number one, and I need his finishing at the rim because he gets in the lane. He gets in the lane a lot. He just doesn't finish very efficiently. So that's why I was glad to see that's what he was working on in the video, because that's what, if he could get his efficiency up, even if he can get his efficiency up for his position to the middle of the pack, I'm not even talking about being elite at it. If he can get to the middle of the pack in terms of finishing at the rim within 8 feet, the Knicks are going to be much better for that. much better because he'll be scoring. He'll be definitely in the 20s then because that's what he's one of the worst in the league at his position, small forward, at finishing at the rim. He's definitely like bottom 10 out of 30 teams. He's probably bottom 10. But if he can get up into the middle of the pack, 15 in top 15, then the Knicks have something there. So that was encouraging. And then, of course, there's my boy Q Dog. Did y'all see the video? And again, some people say, I'd like him to shoot a little bit. Some of y'all stop trying to be coaches and just appreciate the beauty of what you have. Okay? Q Dog could ball. One of my brothers said, he looks like he learned to go off the dribble. No, he didn't learn to go off the dribble. He learned to go off the dribble in high school. He been know how to go off the dribble. Now, I've been telling y'all, just that he hasn't had the opportunity. So I'm hoping they unleash him. As I said in the other video, if they unleash Q Dog, I ain't worried about RJ. I ain't, because you got your third option right there. But we're going to see what happens. But he did a move. Did y'all catch it? If you see the video, I'm going to put that in the description box. He did a move where he comes down in the beginning of the video. He comes down, he spins, and then he does the one-handed crossover where he's going with one hand and pulls the ball back. Then he spins. The dude guarding him is over here. Q Dog is over here, and of course he splashes the J. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm like what I'm seeing. And did y'all notice Randall cut his hair? Now, this makes me a little nervous, to be quite honest with you. Because since he's been in New York, he let his, like last year, he went buckwheat style, and went buck wild, no pun intended. Or maybe pun intended. But he went buck wild with his hair on buckwheat style, man. It was a little out of control. But usually he likes the braids. This look that I seen him with now, it looks like his rookie year. When he first came in the league, his hair was like that. I'm a little nervous about that because I hope we don't get rookie year Julius. I'm hoping we get prime Julius. I'm pretty sure we will. But there's a couple of weird things going on with ESPN ranking them 5th in the East. Let me just make sure that, that's what it looked like. 5th in the East. They ranked 13th all together. Let me see. This is Milwaukee, Boston, Miami, Philly, and Cleveland. Milwaukee, Boston, Miami, Philly, Cleveland. So they got the Knicks ranked 6th in the East. 6th. They got the Knicks ranked 6th in the East, which is surprising for ESPN. But NBA.com got them ranked 4th in the East. More like what I'm thinking, which is scary. So, we're going to see how this works out. But I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking to see RJ working on his finishing. I'm liking, hopefully he's going to get his defense together. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Q Dog, and then y'all know that he was working with JJ Redick, which to me, I'm hoping that means the Knicks are planning on expanding his usage. That's again what I'm saying. If you can expand his usage, just get him more touches so that he can put up 15 shots a game, the Knicks will win a lot more games. Okay, they'll just win a lot more games. And don't let RJ improve on defense because then we're really in good shape. So I'm excited about this team. I'm liking what I'm seeing in the summer. Somebody showed me a video of Julius Randle working out. So now he's in the gym, working on, his ankle, working on his body. This is now, that was from a couple of days ago. So it was in July he started working out. So that means between now and training camp, it's almost 2 months. So he's got time to get his body back. And Julius, one thing about him, people be negative or whatever, like I say, I'll always remind you, I did want to trade him, but I got to give him his flowers when they do. Homie shows up in shape. He shows up in shape. And so this 2-month period, he's going to get in shape. He's going to come into camp ready to go. And that's all we need. If I can get the 25-10 during the season, we good. We are all hoping that he can show out in the playoffs, but we'll deal with that when we get to the playoffs. Some of y'all already pointing there at the same time telling us the Knicks can't get in the playoffs, then telling us the Knicks are going to stink in the playoffs. Some of y'all just sick. But right now, I just need Julius to get in shape, which I'm 100% sure he will be. And then he gets into training camp and leads us during that 25-10 game during the course of the 82. And then everything upgrades. So we'll deal with the playoffs when we get there. But right now, this is what we got. No trades. Don't need no trades. I told y'all. Leon the Don, he been handling this with a scalpel. not with a meat cleaver. Some of y'all want to handle it with a meat cleaver. In other words, trade away most of your players to get some so-called superstar or whatever. This ain't Stephen A. Smith's team. This is the Don's team. And he's been scalpel this thing, surgical, just touch base. So now what happened? They trade Cam Reddish, which Tibbs never really wanted, trade him. And they get Josh Hart in here, a Tibbs type player. What they do? They give Obi an opportunity, been a good soldier. They send him over to a good situation for him over there in Indiana. And they bring in Dante DiVincenzo. Not bombshell moves, but moves that's going to bring the Knicks forward. And look what they have done. Like I said, fourth in the East, the first year of Tom Thibodeau working with basically role players. Bring in two players Tom don't want. He still squeezes out 37 wins out of that team. No, with a below par defense according to his standards. Then this season he gets a team that's close to what he wants, and he gets 47 wins. Now we're moving forward, and now he's got a team that pretty much has his thumbprint on it. I don't think there's anybody in the rotation that's not a Tibbs guy. No, there's nobody in the rotation that's not a Tibbs guy. They're all Tibbs guys. So I'm expecting, and then even the 10th guy, like I said, Deuce is totally Tibbs basketball. So I'm looking for 50 wins this year. Like I said, this team right here, if it was the same team, they get 50 wins. But now you just added Dante, which I feel is going to be very good on the wing. 50 wins. I'm looking at 50 wins. I'm looking at a top 4 seed in the East. No lower than 5th. I can't see them dropping lower than 5th unless they get hit with a lot of injuries. But this team is looking pretty good. And apparently, even ESPN could see it. And NBA.com could see it. Okay, so we got something, Knicks Nation. We should be happy because I'm excited because I know this is the best team we would have had in a while. And again, all the people claiming they need to fire Tibbs need to check themselves. When you look at the past history of the Knicks, especially, let's say you go back 10 years even, but you can go back all the way to Sprewell and them. But once Sprewell and LJ and all that crew went away, the Knicks sucked. They've been sucking for a while. Then they had a flash of goodness. We had hope when D'Antoni was hired and we started bringing in Morris. There was a false hope. Then we traded for Melo and that gave us some hope. And we had Woodson take over for D'Antoni. And then Woodson brought us 54 wins. Knicks won a playoff series. That's the last time they won a playoff series before this past season. Then it's been like dry bone desert for a minute. And so then you getting a guy coming in here, bringing you to the playoffs. And now even the haters are ranking you top 5 in the East. This is what we call development. This is what we call organizational culture change and long-term sustainable winning. That's what we want here. If they win this year again with the same crew, coming back again, they'll be moving up. No need to take a cleaver to the team. You just take a scalpel, and that's what the Dom is doing. Y'all enjoy your Wednesday. So